Trish Hanson. Have you ever wondered about those fancy panini sandwiches and wondered, how do they do that? Well, today I'm here to show you. They use a panini press, and I'm going to show you how to use these. I got this one for my wedding. Wonderful gift. Now, a panini press is really just like a great big waffle iron, only instead of little divots, you have the wonderful little lines, which makes the crisscross patterns. Now, mine, luckily enough, happens to have indicator lights to tell me when it's heating up. The red one shows when it's heating up, and the green one shows me when it's ready to go. You just plug it in. This couldn't be simpler. It heats up on its own, lets you know when it's ready to go. Paninis are really an all-around sandwich. You can put anything in it that you would like. You need bread, cheese, meat, tomatoes. This is just my personal favorite one, but you can put any combination you want in there. Really, all you need is cheese and bread. It's like a grilled cheese sandwich. You want to make sure that you get a nice melty cheese though, like provolone or mozzarella or maybe even cheddar, because the melty cheese is really the most important part of the sandwich. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make a turkey and cheese sandwich. You're going to need to butter the bread just a little bit. You want to make sure to get it out to the very edges, because the butter is what's going to make it nice and crunchy and give it those wonderful grill marks when they come in contact with the heating elements. You just turn it over, and you want to make sure you butter this really liberally. And I like to use salted butter because it makes sure that you have lots of flavor all the way through the sandwich. Okie dokie, we are ready for the cheese. Let's just open it up and put 2 slices of cheese on both sides, because the cheese is going to be right next to the bread, which is going to be right next to the heat, which is going to make it nice and gooey. And I like to put a little bit of turkey, and a little bit of tomato on mine, just to make sure you get your vegetables in. And then I like to season the tomatoes, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of pepper, just to make sure they're nice and yummy all the way through. And you put the top on, and this is the important part. When you open this up, this heating part is very, very hot. So you're going to want to be super careful. You might even need a hot pad just to make sure you don't get your fingers burned. And open it up, and I like to use a spatula just so I don't accidentally get myself, and then gently put it on there. It's going to sizzle a little bit, but that's good. And then you just slowly close it down. And then just let it do its magic. Go ahead and put the tops back on those. It's all nice and clean. While that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about the history of the panini press. The panini was originally invented in Italy. It was the working man's grilled cheese sandwich, because they needed them fast and quick so they could go back to work. Kind of like espresso. Everything's rush, rush, rush in Italy. There are quite a few different ways you can make a panini sandwich. Some of the ones that I personally like are roast beef and roasted red tomato, or roasted red peppers actually, maybe with a little bit of herb mayonnaise on there. Really yummy with like a provolone cheese. I also like just plain pesto with a little bit of mozzarella and a little bit of tomato. Gives it a nice gooiness, because the stretchiness of the cheese, kind of like a pizza. And then there's also a Reuben you could do. That's got sauerkraut and corned beef and Swiss cheese and Thousand Island dressing. Put it in here on some rye bread. Yum-y. Now, it takes just a little bit for it to work. And I don't like mine too crunchy, because they're too crunchy, they're too hard to eat. You want to open it up. So it's got these lovely little grill marks, and the cheese is just starting to melt. That's how I personally like mine. If you like yours a little bit more melty, go for it. I like to use a spatula again just to make sure I don't burn my hands. Put that down. And then for presentation, I like to cut it at an angle so you can see all those little yummy, yummy ingredients that are on the inside. Open it up. Doesn't that look delicious? Now, when you get done with this, you're going to need to clean your device. Now, what you want to do is make sure to unplug it first and let it completely cool down. If you leave it open, and make sure there are no kids around who can touch it and possibly burn themselves, let it cool all the way down first, because if it's hot, it could potentially burn you. But what you want to do, once it's clean, you just get a regular old paper towel, ball it up, and just wipe it, just to get all that excess fat off of the grill. And that's it. If you have a little bit of cheese spillage, they usually come with these wonderful scrapers. Just use it to scrape it up, and it fits inside the grooves perfectly. And if you have a real mess on your hands, just a little bit of soap on a damp sponge, wipe it up, and you are good to go. Well, I really hope that this has encouraged you to make your own paninis at home. The panini presses are actually really affordable, so it's definitely a wonderful investment to make. I hope it inspires you.